Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Charlene and today I'm going to show you how to make this sunflower granny square. Of course it is technically a traditional granny square, we've just changed the colors to make it look like a sunflower. I created these 4 squares so that you could see the different types of sunflowers that you can make, to give you some inspiration for your own projects. I also have the one with the green border so you can see different ways as to how you can finish your square. I can definitely say that the green border is my favorite, makes it look more like a field of granny squares. I also created this test piece of 4 squares joined together so that you could see how it may also look in the end. I really like how it looks all together. It just enhances the sunflower field feel to the piece. Okay, let's get started. The materials that you'll need to make this piece is a 3.5mm hook or a 4mm hook. It obviously just depends on the type of yarn that you're using, so definitely follow the guide that is on your yarn. You will also need 5 different colors of yarn. I'll be using brown, orange, yellow, green, and cream. These are all acrylic yarns. Okay, let's get started on the center of our sunflower. I'll be using this brown color. You'll need to start by making a magic loop. I can leave some tutorials down below how to do that, or you can follow along on my tutorial. First, you want to start off by making a slip knot. You can follow my slow process here, or I can also leave a few different videos down below. Once you complete your slip knot, attach it to the hook and chain 5. This will create the beginning of our magic loop. Then you want to slip stitch into the first chain that we made. This will create the loop. You want to start by chaining 3. This counts as 1 double crochet. Once you have that completed, you want to make 11 double crochet into the ring. I'm assuming everyone knows how to make a double crochet. However, if you're not 100% sure, you can watch me make a few into this ring before we move on. This is my final double crochet, and once I'm finished all 11 double crochet, I'm going to slip stitch into the first double crochet that I made. If you remember, our first double crochet was a chain 3, so you want to count up to the 3rd chain and place your slip stitch into there. Once you're finished, you want to chain 1 and cut off your piece and pull your yarn through, and you want to pull it tight. This creates the center of our sunflower. You can also pull the thread from our magic ring to make the circle tighter. Let's get our second color. I've chose orange. Start by attaching the orange yarn to our brown center. I tie mine on, but any version will do. You want to be inserting your hook into the spaces between the double crochet below, not into the actual stitch. The stitch we will be creating is called a cluster stitch. Cluster stitches are created by not finishing your double crochet. To begin, chain 3. This counts as 1 double crochet in our cluster. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull through. Now yarn over and pull through 2. Usually we would yarn over and pull through again, but for a cluster we leave 2 loops on the hook and begin our next double crochet. Again, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, leaving us with 3 loops on our hook. Now yarn over and pull through all 3. Now chain 2, we begin another cluster into the same space using the same technique. This time we know we're finished when we yarn over, pull through 2, and there are 4 loops left on our hook. Once we can see the 4, we yarn over, pull through all 4 loops and then chain 2. For our next cluster, we skip 2 double crochet from the row below and insert our hook into the next space. Remember, we are not going into the double crochet stitch, but into the gaps between the double crochet themselves. I'm going to do this a few times on screen with you just so you can visually see what we're completing. I have finished this row with the final chain 2. Now we need to slip stitch into the first double crochet we made. If you remember, the first double crochet was a chain 3. Count up to the 3rd chain, insert your hook and complete the slip stitch. Chain 1 and cut your yarn, pulling the thread through and pulling tight. Take your next colour. I've chosen yellow. We want to attach our yarn to the orange row below. We're attaching the yarn to the chain spaces in the row below. I like to tie my yarn to the row below, but any method will work. We will be completing more cluster stitches. Remember that cluster stitches are just unfinished double crochet. To complete, we yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over and pull through 2. We do not pull through again, but keep those stitches on our hook and move on to the next double crochet. Let's get started on this round. To start, chain 3. This will count as 1 double crochet. Now complete 4 unfinished double crochet. This totals 5 double crochet. Once you have all 5, yarn over and pull through all loops on the hook. Chain 3. Our next clusters will go into the chain spaces from the row below. I will complete the next cluster with you. This is my final cluster. Then we chain 3 and prepare to finish the round by slip stitching into the first double crochet we made. This was a chain 3. We count to the third chain and insert our hook and make a slip stitch. Then we chain 1, cut our yarn and pull the yarn through the chain, pulling tightly. Take your next color. I will be using green. You want to attach the green yarn to the yellow yarn from the row below. We will be going into the chain 3 spaces that we completed on the row below. I like to tie my yarn on, but any method will work. We will no longer be using cluster stitches, but we'll be moving on to a treble crochet. If you don't know how to do a treble crochet, you can follow along with me, but I'll also leave videos below that you can watch. To begin, chain 4. This counts as 1 treble crochet. To treble crochet, we yarn over twice and insert our hook into the same space. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. We'll complete another treble crochet into the same space. Now chain 2 and complete 3 more treble crochets into the same space. This has created a corner piece. This is what makes the sunflower into a square. Into the next chain 3 space from the row below, we will make 3 double crochet. The treble crochets will only be used on a corner piece. I'll complete this side of the square with you so that you can see what I'm referring to. We will only do these double crochets twice before we move on to another corner. As explained, the treble crochets will only be used on the corners. I'll make this corner with you. This is what it should look like when you finish one corner. As you can see, we do the 2 treble crochets with the 2 double crochets in the center. You want to follow this process around the rest of the square. I've finished my last double crochet and I'll now be slip stitching into the first treble crochet that we made. Our first treble crochet was a chain 4, so make sure that you count up to the 4th chain and slip stitch. Make a chain 1 and fasten off your piece. This is what your square should be looking like. You can finish the square here or continue to make the cream border with me. Take your next colour. I will be using this cream beige colour. You want to attach it to the green row below. I like to attach my yarn by tying it, but any method will do. You want to make sure that you're attaching your yarn in the spaces between the stitches, not the actual stitches themselves. Chain 3. This will count as 1 double crochet. Now make 2 more double crochet into the same space. Chain 1. Now you want to put 3 more double crochets into the same space. This is creating another corner piece for our square. We will be completing 3 more double crochets into each of these spaces from the row below. I will complete this side of the project with you so that you can follow along. Now we will complete another corner space just as we started. To do this, we put 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 more double crochets into the same place. I'll do this with you. This is what your first row should look like. We want to follow the same steps for the rest of the square. This is my final double crochet, and now we need to get ready to fasten off the piece. We will be placing a slip stitch into the first double crochet that we created. Remember that this was a chain 3. Then chain 1 and fasten off your piece, and you have finished your sunflower granny square. This is what your finished square should look like. As you can see, the sides are folding in on itself. This is due to our tension, but not to worry, when you block your piece, it will stretch outwards like this finished square that we already have. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial.